What up, folks? I'm back once again doing another video game review, and I'm doing a review on Predator for the NES, which is made by Actvision, and this game is based off of the classic movie Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger. If you're not familiar with the movie, it's pretty much the premise of the movie is the special team, a special forces team headed up by Major Alan Dutch Schaefer go down to South America to rescue hostages. But after the mission is over, they get picked off one by an alien poacher. And Alan Schaefer is the only one that's left from that special forces team, and this is pretty much where the game itself picks up at. with a with a movie like that, you would think that it will make for a great game, but in this case, that is the furthest thing from the truth, because it is one of the worst NES games to be released, and one of the worst games that I played. You know, now when you start the game, you pretty much start off with with a punch, and it's pretty much weak, and to make it so bad you can't even punch while crouching. To me, that's a straight up bad program decision on the part of Activision, where you can't punch while ducking. Say, why would they do that for? I mean, there's other games for the NES when the person is ducking, they can punch and kick. You can get other weapons, but they're only limited to grenades, machine gun, and a laser gun. But the problem with the laser gun is that nobody from the movie didn't have a laser gun, and nobody didn't have a laser gun as a weapon in terms of the special forces team or the guerrillas. So one question that comes to mind: at what point in the movie did they have this particular laser gun that was important to have in the game? I mean, and like I say, it pretty much picks up where Arnold Schwarzenegger's character is pretty much the lone survivor in the jungle fighting the predator, but his uniform is in the game is pink, while the color of the uniform in the movie is green. So why did they change the color for? It didn't make no sense for them to even do that, you know. In the and I would say that the majority of the enemies that exist in the game pretty much not even in the movie, with the exception of a couple of gorillas and a couple of scorpions. Again, that part of it don't make any sense, where the majority of the enemies in the game are not in the movie. So if you take away the enemies that's in the game, you don't have much of a movie. I mean, much of a game, you know. So another issue is that if you're carrying grenades or the laser gun or the machine gun, you can't take it with you on the next stage. which is another stupid, idiotic programming decision on the part of Actvision as it relates to this game. It's kind of like most shooting games for the NES. You're allowed to carry the weapon that you're using onto the next level or stage. That was like really pointless to do on their part, and another stupid programming decision. And then if you have the game paused and you push the B button, no, it's the A button, you will cause your character to die, which is called the suicide button. Now that particular part of the game is useful if you happen to get stuck in like a wall. But other than that, I really didn't see the point of them even having this suicide button programmed into the game to begin with. You know, and if you lose all three of your lives, you pretty much go back to the start screen, whereas the cursor is at default on the start button on starting instead of continue. It's kind of like another bad programming decision. Because if you accidentally press start while the cursor is on start, you lose your progression. Even if you're like close to beating the game, if you accidentally press start while the cursor is on start, you lose your progression. It's kind of like, it is frustrating. It's a head scratcher also. It's like, why would Activision even do that? You know, to me, the Activision made a lot of bad decisions with this particular game, and because of that, it never spawned a sequel to this particular game, even though the movie did spawn a sequel. Now let's get to the section where I talk about the different aspects of the game, like the controls and stuff. With the level design and graphics, it's pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie, it's straight up bad. Like, the level design is just probably like one of the worst. I could say easily top 10 worst level designs in the NES game, and the graphics just didn't age well at all. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing to write home about. You know what I'm saying? Then there's the controls. There's nothing that. Also, I want to mention something about the level design of this particular game. I think this game has more pits in it than even Castlevania and Ninja Gaiden. That's saying a lot, because those two games will have a lot of pits, a lot of enemy respawns, and which makes those two games tough. But main problem is, like, you can easily miss a jump on it in this particular game, which leads to control. It's not necessarily like bad, but it's straight up mediocre at best. And like I said, with this particular game, it's very easy to miss a jump. And that is pretty bad in my book. Because like other games, yeah, you can easily miss a jump, but it's like, it has the worst jumping in any game that I played where you can easily miss a jump. Now, the soundtrack is not bad. Like, I admit that it's not bad, but it just pretty much don't have the soundtrack from the movie. But at the same time, the movie soundtrack wouldn't fit this game at all, in my opinion. So it's not like not having the movie soundtrack in the Predator game is not a big complaint because it would not fit at all with the game. To be honest, of all the Schwarzenegger games that were made to a game, I can't think of one that's actually one game that's based off of Arnold Schwarzenegger movie that's actually any good. Make it bad, to make it so bad. I don't even think Predator for NES is the worst movie based off of an Arnold Schwarzenegger game. To be honest with you. Now, with that being said, as far as the score is concerned, I would definitely give this one a 4 because all the bad programming decisions and like the graphics and the level designs and everything. Now, with that being said, if you want to mention how bad this game is, or pretty much agree with me, or if you want to talk about other Schwarzenegger games other Schwarzenegger games that appeared on like Genesis, NES, Super Nintendo, you can mention it in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. With that being said, this is your boy Big Metroid Fan 12 signing off.